Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the very important and very interesting topic. After the Rutherford model, I am going to explain the Bohr model of hydrogen atom. Okay. Bohr model of hydrogen atom. Okay. In the view of the limitations of Rutherford atomic model, Niels Bohr came to the conclusion that classical mechanics and the electromagnetism could not apply to the process on the atomic scale. That's why, in a very clever manner, by combining the classical and quantum concept which was given by the Planck, Bohr gives us the model of hydrogen atom. Okay, students, and basically there are three postulates of this model. I am going to explain. First postulate, according to the Bohr model of hydrogen atom, according to the Bohr's model of hydrogen atom, each atom consists of a central core. That central core is called nucleus, and in the nucleus there is the positive charge, and almost entire mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus while the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Now, since there is the circular motion of electron around the nucleus, means to say that there is the centripetal force which is required for the circular motion. From where this centripetal force comes, actually this centripetal force is provided by the electrostatic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron. Clear, students? I am repeating that the first postulate of Bohr's model of hydrogen atom is that every atom consists of a central core which is known as nucleus, and whole positive charge is concentrated in the nucleus. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus in the circular path, and the centripetal force which is necessary for the circular motion is provided by the electrostatic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electrons. Okay, means to say that what is the expression for centripetal force you have studied in the +1 class. The expression for the centripetal force is mv square r. M is the mass of particle, okay, which is revolving in the circular path. V is the velocity of that particle. R is the radius. R is the radius of that circular path. Since this force is provided by the force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron, what is the expression for the force? According to the Coulomb's law of force, the expression for force will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here will be the product of charge. First is positive charge on the nucleus, second is charge is electron, and here will be the distance. For example, distance is r, here is r square according to the Coulomb's law of force. Okay, you can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught as a k, so I am rewriting the expression mv square r is equal to k z, here will be e square over r square. Okay, write this equation as a 1. Write this equation as a 1. It is the first postulate of Bohr model. In theory, you can write that every atom consists of nucleus whole positive charge is in nucleus. Electrons revolve around the nucleus. The centripetal force required for revolution is provided by force of attraction between electron and nucleus. Okay students, it is the first postulate of the Bohr model of hydrogen atom. I think it's clear to you. I am re-explaining. First postulate is that Bohr said in his model that each atom consists of a nucleus and whole positive charge will be in the nucleus. Means to say that entire mass is concentrated at the center of the atom, which is known as nucleus, and the electrons revolve around the nucleus, and the centripetal force which is required for the revolution of electron, that force will be provided by the force of attraction between the electron and the nucleus. And in the language of mathematics, you will write in this manner. Firstly, centripetal force will be equal to the electrostatic force of attraction according to the Coulomb's law of force of attraction. Here will be the product of charge, product of positive charge and negative charge. Here will be the square of distance between that charges. Here is the centripetal force, and you can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught as a k. So the expression will be like this. Okay students. Now the second postulate of the Bohr model of hydrogen atom is that electrons can revolve only in the certain discrete energy levels. Okay. According to this model, electron will revolve only in that circular orbits whose angular momentum is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. So I am writing the second postulate. The electrons will revolve around the nucleus only in those circular orbits whose angular momentum is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. What is the expression for angular momentum, students? The expression for linear momentum mv, which is denoted by p. Angular momentum is the concept of momentum, but in the rotatory motion, in the circulatory motion. For the angular momentum, you will simply multiply the radius of the circular path with the linear momentum. Means to say that linear momentum into the radius of circular orbit will be equal to the angular momentum. Angular momentum means mv is equal to the integral multiple, means you have to write here integer n, h by 2 pi. The value of n may be 1, 2, 3 up to so on. Okay, n is the principal quantum number. N may be 1, 2, 3, 4 up to so on. And in these orbits, students, in these orbits whose angular momentum is integral multiple of h by 2 pi, there will be no loss of energy. These orbits are stationary orbits. Stationary does not mean that electron is in the rest state. No, stationary state means the energy of the electron which are revolving in the stationary orbit remains constant, means to say that electron does not emit any energy while moving in the stationary orbit. It was the limitation of the Rutherford model, students, because Rutherford said to us that electron can revolve in any orbit. And the limitation of the Rutherford model was that if electron is revolving in any possible circular orbit, then it will lose the energy and automatically it will move to the nucleus and there will be no stability of the atom. Okay, so Bohr overcome the limitation of the Rutherford model by saying that no, electron will revolve around the nucleus only in those circular orbit whose angular momentum is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. Clear? It is the second postulate of the Bohr model. Now, I am moving to the third postulate. Third postulate is easy. For example, it is the atom, it is the nucleus, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus in the circular orbit whose angular momentum is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. Whenever electron jump from one energy level to another, for example higher to lower, whenever electron jump from the higher energy level to the lower, it will emit the radiation and the energy of that radiation will be the difference of these two energy levels. For example, the energy of this level is E1, energy of this level is E2. So this emitted radiation will have energy E2 minus E1. Whenever electron jump from the higher energy level to the lower, it will radiate energy. Whenever electron jump from the lower to higher, it will absorb energy of the same amount, the difference between the energy levels. Okay, student, it is the third postulate of the Bohr atom. Third postulate is that the emission and absorption of energy occurs only when electron jump from one orbit to another. Okay, the emission, absorption of energy occurs only when an electron jump from one orbit to another. Okay, students, please note this. Whenever electron jump from the higher to lower, it will radiate energy, means to say that there will be the emission of energy. And whenever electron jump from the lower energy level to the higher energy level, it will absorb the energy. Okay, and the amount of emitted and the absorbed energy will be the equal to the difference of the energy of that orbits. Clear? It is the third postulate of the Bohr hydrogen atom. I am re-explaining Bohr model of hydrogen atom. To overcome the limitations of Rutherford atomic model, in a very clever way, Bohr represents the model of hydrogen atom. There are basically three postulates. In first postulate, he explained that atom consists of a nucleus and the centripetal force which is required for the revolution of electron around the nucleus, that force will be provided by the force of attraction between the electron and the nucleus. And the second postulate, electron will revolve around the nucleus only those circular orbits whose angular momentum is integral multiple of h by 2 pi. And the third postulate, emission and absorption of energy occurs only when electron jump from one orbit to another. Okay, Thank you. Have a nice day.